Thousands of Tunisians are paying their last respects to slain opposition leader Chokri Belayid. You can see his widow here draped in the flag. And the funeral procession, it made its way through crowded streets in the capital, which have seen protests since Belayid's assassination on Wednesday. And mourners carrying posters, flags, and flowers have flooded Tunis today. And elsewhere, riot police have fired tear gas at dozens of demonstrators. Live pictures from Tunis on the scene there, riot police gathering in anticipation of any more clashes today. Now, this area has been a flashpoint for protests in the days since the death of Belayid. Let's take you live to Tunis, and our senior international correspondent Dan Rivers is standing by. And Dan, first, there's been this massive gathering at the funeral. Can you describe the scene?
Well, it was just quite incredible. Tens of thousands of people turning out to pay their last respects to Chokri Belayid. I mean, it was most of the way to the cemetery. It was shoulder to shoulder. You could not move. There must have been tens and tens of thousands of people that turned out. The cemetery itself was just a sea of people. The funeral is going on right now, but in the centre of Tunis, again, there's been more disturbances as I speak. I think we've got that live shot up to you. You can see riot police on one street corner below where we are. But in all the little side streets around here, there have been sporadic clashes and tear gas fired for a third day.
More tear gas being fired in anticipation of more violence. We know a general strike is taking place today, and of course, what is feared to be a flashpoint episode, this funeral of the opposition leader. Speaking of who killed Chokri Belayid? What's the latest on the investigation into his killing?
Well, at the moment, there seem to be very few leads. I mean, there was a report of a man who left on a motorcycle with an accomplice, thought to be about 30 years old, but no official claim of responsibility. I mean, a lot of people here, of course, are blaming the Ennahda ruling Islamist party for allowing the climate of violence to grow to such a point. Islamist groups felt they could strike at an icon of moderation and secular Tunisia, but nothing concrete in terms of arrests or anything like that. I think, to be frank, the authorities are so busy just trying to keep law and order and stop the riots that there's not much that we've been given in terms of information about the actual investigation, the murder investigation.